Oh, but Tom Toko, sorry.
Toko, yeah. I haven't seen this guy in ages. Well, I haven't been at tournaments in ages. That isn't Tom, I don't think. Says it is.
Yeah, I don't know if it was.
I hate getting it wrong when we're going to have to.
Let's find out. Let's ask the vote who that was.
Was that Tom? Coco?
I was just thinking when you lose your hair, you lose your voice. I was checking to see if your voices were going out of the 10 over.
Oh. Good old Don, always coming by to give someone some shit, you know?
Looked like Landon to me.
That's man shot. You know, he looks about 30, but he's only 14.
Who was it?
That was Logan Wolter.
Okay. What? They gave me the.
Yeah, I don't even. Oh, there. I don't even see Logan on there.
I don't know. I don't know what list I have.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who. Someone gave us some type of running orders here, but we don't know what they are. This is why we let the teenage girls run this stuff.
Yeah, these. Where are those young girls?
They knew all about it. They were fine. They're like, oh, yeah, it's my buddy.
Okay, so.
All right, we're dialed in now.
Yeah, so it is Logan Walter, Tom Toko, scratch. Not sure why,
got it.
I saw him earlier on the bank, so we got Logan Walter. That was solid.
Yeah, it was great.
So looks like Kim Taylor. I don't know if you know Kim. Great.
I know Wayne Carroll's.
Wayne's a kook.
Yep.
It's great seeing these guys chirping on the live stream.
The Raging Bull. How'd you get that name?
That's a long story. I think probably Mike and I fist fighting at tournaments was part of the way we're doing it. My family's Italian. The movie The Raging Bull had come out right around the same time Spray Magazine came out with a superstar feature on me, and the photographer
So some PR thing.
He photographed a bunch of wimpy water skiers, and I'll tell you the story.
After this.
All right, Logan Walter. Man-child, he was just referred.
Man-child, oh yeah.
Man-child.
This guy's got more facial hair than any other human.
Oh, he got stood up a little bit, but he's locking back in. I love this angle from the drone, man. It really.
It's fun.
It's fun. And if you got a bad rhythm, it really.
Oh.
That was a bad rhythm. I want to see that one again.
Yeah. Well, we have replay. I'm glad you asked.
Finish the run with the old depth charge, which you never want to do, you know. But it was the end of the run, though. Yeah. Bob Kraft. Look at that guy. We need to smack him.
Yeah, you know what? I ski with Bob Kraft.
Let's smack him.
His claim to fame is what he likes to do. He likes to jump out of the boat while the boat's taking off at 10, 15 miles an hour.
Depth charges.
And you'll jump out and you'll grab the 5-foot extension and you'll take off from there. It's like his thing.
The incorrect craft.
Yeah, right. I thought we were going to instant replay, but apparently we're going to some video, but now we're not.
Yeah, we get
so it was like a taste of that. It was like, okay. Apparently there is no instant replay.
You were just bragging about it, and then there.
Right, yeah, the one time I brag about how awesome our instant replay is, and they screw it up upstairs. Great, guys. Thanks. Making me look great.
You can see Wayne chirping in down here. It says I made him ski in the reeds until I crossed the wake back in 1993. That was incentive to cross the wake. You know, we had a lot of gators, but even back then in Winter Haven, you want to get someone to cross the wake, you pull them by a gator. You know, they hang on and they cross the wake.
That is hilarious.
Yes, we are.
Am I done yet? No, I'm not done. You want to come up here and hop on TV? You want to meet a legend? This is Ron Scarpa.
He doesn't.
This is the guy that taught me how to barefoot, but he taught me through a book. Isn't that wild? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the guy.
It is wild,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I literally looked at pictures and read paragraphs.
All right, here comes Landon Ehlers. And Landon's rocking in forward here. Ooh, first cross. Yeah, he bobbled there, but he looks like he settled down. And, the best thing to do when that happens is not to panic, and he settled right back in to ooh. Yeah, he's going. He is going for it.
You can tell the drone is different. So we have two different types of drones. We have a Phantom 4 drone, and we have an Inspire 2. The Inspire 2 goes 63 miles an hour.
And the Phantom
4 goes 35.
Right.
And so you constantly are losing speed against the boat as the pass goes by.
I get it.
And that's the best we got.
That kid is
My kid. You may play in the water, yes.
Look at that. Stefan Wimmer chirping in. Is he in Austria or is he in the States?
I have no idea.
You know Stefan?
I don't.
George is his dad. Great guy. They've hosted Worlds at their club, and I think they had in Walsee, Austria. They had it's a great site. I think it was maybe my last Worlds I skied there, and it's the one Dave Small won in maybe 03. Great people, great family. Ooh, so ironically 7.8, which is I think that's good considering he had a few hiccups, and the voice in the boat's his dad's. I believe that was Blake.
Yeah.
Blake was probably laughing as he was making those mistakes, but his great foot and family. I was going to tell you, and I saw Landon earlier. What an awesome, cool video! I love the video he did. I was telling him, I thought of lots of things to do barefoot.
The bridge one?
The bridge one. I think it's
phenomenal.
It's one of the coolest things.
It's super simple thing to do and is awesome, like a huge crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, he does that obviously he edited it, but the first one he lays out that super huge, just like gainer, And then they showed outtakes more or less. Right. It's pretty cool.
What happened to our feed, boys? We got nothing.
Okay, we lost our live feed temporarily. It's like cable at my house when I want to watch something.
Right. Right. I haven't had cable in 15 years. It's just all internet stuff.
Well,
the internet goes out in my house is like the worst.
Well,
thing
here
ever.
he is, Landon on his back pass. And now Landon's a tall, big dude, He's a big Texan.
Yeah.
And he's a strong kid, but he looks locked in to me. Oh! I jinxed him.
He looks locked in.
He looks locked in. Yeah.
So he did that same fall last year at Nationals. I have the video of it. It is the best fall of the entire set for all the Nationals.
I think so he wound up with 11.8 total.
Yeah.
He fell early. He probably shorted himself a couple crosses. Here.
Hopefully we get this in slow-mo.
If you guys could just check connections quickly, that'd be much appreciated.
You can watch him. You can watch him again. And as I think this,
There it is, yeah.
Yeah, he.
Looks like we've lost the feed from the boat. That's probably what our problem is right now. Because we would be cutting to the boat for those.
Right.
The ship-to-shore stuff is still complicated. Like we've definitely invested in it, and we have found some great programs. Robbie Groen has done an amazing job putting that stuff together. And it's all just different types of technology, but still, like one wire gets disconnected, and that's it.
Yeah.
And we got boats going at 45 miles an hour.
Yeah, you're in the water. It's electronics.
Yep.
There's a lot going on. These aren't exactly it's not that refined. I'm always amazed at when you're at a live television event, just what it takes to pull it off. You get into the NASCAR trailer or whatever when they're producing those events. It's there's millions and millions of dollars worth of equipment, and obviously there's expensive equipment here, but budget's slightly different.
No, yeah, but our unit to do the live stream is like $10,000 for that.
Yeah,
right, and then we have like boxes to do like replays. There's like $1,500 a piece.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean it's still
and
expensive.
it's still electronic.
Right, and it still gets screwed up.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah, it's in the rain. It's thunderstorms and all that. Okay, Robbie Groen. Here we go.
Here's Robbie.
Now, look,
Ironic that we don't have a boat feed for Robbie on his own pass.
it's ironic that in 1980 I met this guy and skied the Worlds with him with the New Zealand team. I actually went to New Zealand, skied with Robbie and his brother back in South New Zealand, not the North Island, but near Wellington. They have a beautiful lake, and they did back then, and they still do. He's rock solid. I don't even know how old Robbie is.
I don't either. I know I've been talking to him quite a bit with the just kind of doing all the video stuff, getting ready for nationals here. But his place, from what I've seen on FaceTime, amazing.
Yeah.
Just
Well, New
apparently
Zealand,
85% glass,
New Zealand's beautiful.
71% glass. I just got corrected.
What's that?
By Dylan, our drone flyer. Oh, he's 71 years
No,
old.
he's not.
He's
Who
79.
said that? He's wrong.
Ben must have said it.
He looks like he's 71. He's
Good clean passes, it looks like, though, by Robbie,
Yeah.
right?
He's not. I'm 55. He's not much older than me, so I know that. He's great guy, good ambassador for the sport.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
talked. I mean, New Zealand. You talk
Well,
about his
and
leg.
great DNA. Like, look at all
Yeah.
all the people he has cranking out.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I saw a video of Georgia, like ages ago, and I'm like, that's the best. I said I've seen a lot of women great skiers. I saw one look at her. I said, that's the best woman skier I've ever seen, just technically. And no disrespect to Ashley because she's amazing, but she's Georgia's I'd say more of a glider, lighter style.
Very,
very
very
lighter
cleaner.
style. Yeah,
Cleaner.
yeah.
Got it.
I think Ashley is. I mean, obviously her results speak
Right,
for
yeah,
themselves.
Yeah. I mean, she's number
And her-
one by
Yeah,
a bit.
yeah, and her toe turns and everything. Even though Ashley, it could, if she doesn't, she's doing such difficult. 7.1 on Robbie's
7.1,
first pass.
7.1.
I mean, reality is, if Ashley, she's so aggressive in her style and doing such high-end stuff, it doesn't take much to have a problem.
Right. Yeah, one mistake.
You
and
make a mistake,
Right,
and
right.
on a lot of complicated things, it costs you big. They're big tricks.
Especially if you're third in.
Right, and if
Yeah.
Georgia, like last Worlds, if you just put it together and it works. That's
great.
I started talking about Seipel, and I believe that helped me. I don't think I had a different style. I think I probably maybe excelled more at tournaments in the tournament environment. And as a result, there was a level of consistency.
I remember watching it back then. I was a teenager, probably a preteen. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Love watching the battle between
Oh
you
yeah,
two.
we loved each other and hated each
Of
other.
course.
We
That was the
did.
fun competition
There was
part.
we literally did. I mean, there were times where we could kill each other. I mean, and our families too. Don't get me wrong. All right, here comes Robbie backwards. One foot wakes. We're looking at the drone feed, so it's a little harder to tell. Looks like this side of the wake, he's having a harder, on his left side.
Yep.
Yep, he's struggling a little bit. It's obviously his reverse,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we all have one.
Yep.
But I'd say it's pretty solid. And he's coming out of his he's in winter right now, right?
Correct. Yep.
So I'm sure he's utilizing this time here to.
He said he's going to be doing a couple of weeks 7 days, I think, of training with the whole New Zealand team, getting ready for Worlds.
Where are they training at?
I don't remember. He did tell me where, but I can't remember where. It's somewhere around here, I believe.
Cool.
But they got a bunch of RVs headed up there and all this other stuff. So
I literally I made last Worlds in Wisconsin. I'm not going to make this one, but I really love Canada and I'd like to go. It just didn't work out timing wise, but I'm sure they're going to be a great host country. They're Canadians are awesome. They're going to I think they'll do a good job. I've heard a lot of good things about the lake. I mean, it is.
I'm excited about the facility.
It is. It's a man-made lake, but it also is Canada. So, I mean, Floridians will have a little adjustment when they get there. It could be hot, but I mean,
I think it's going to be like the low 60s, somewhere in there. That's what I'm predicting. I'm predicting 60.
Highs of 70s, maybe.
No. I think highs
I know
of
it's
low
in
60s.
It's in a spot
That's what I'm
where
thinking.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
I joke with my Canadian friends. You know what follows 3 days of bad weather in Canada? Monday. You know? All right, here's our next competitor coming in. Is this Danny Baumgardner? I didn't even have to look at my
Your sheet.
my sheet to know that. Danny is a hardcore Wisconsin footer. He's been at it a long time. Been involved in a ski school up there, training people. So he's been a real ambassador for the sport. Good dude.
Very
and,
cool.
I talked to Danny. Danny's like, Scarp, it's taking its toll on me because he's mountain biking. I see him.
Oh, really?
I saw a thing where he placed at his, I think he was top 3 or 4 in the last mountain bike tournament. He was, competition, tournament, whatever.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's at that. You know.
One of our other ambassadors, Amy Morrison, was a barefoot water skier when she was younger. Apparently made it to nationals or worlds, I believe.
Yep.
And now she's mountain bikers. Number 1 female enduro mountain biker. So
Cool.
That's kind of fun. Maybe there's something to it. Maybe there's like the whole balance thing between barefoot
I'm
and
sure.
mountain biking.
Well,
you know?
I mean, I can't imagine that you got to be tough, you know what I mean, and you got to be self-motivated and you need the thing with barefooting is you need a team really, because you got a driver and all that, and when you have a team, I mean, you look at what Keith and the guys are doing at WBC.
WBC, yep.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of did the same thing when I was in the business. It's you still need someone to knock it out of the park, you know what I mean? But that's not enough. There's still a lot of elements to it that make it all work.
Right.
You know?
What's up, Ben?
Is that the camera tripod? First pass is 6.3.
Okay, first pass for Danny, 6.3.
By the way, I'm not the guy to ask. Okay. It's Jake. Jake? Yeah. Troy Fox saying hello. Had a lot of conversations with Troy.
Honestly, I need to put my glasses on to read it.
Well, it's a long ways away.
And I was like,
I'm getting a
actually
little bit larger.
long, far away is good for me. But
There we go. There, it's a little better.
Enlarge the letters.
Right.
Yeah.
How big can we make this?
No, that's
screen?
good. Let's see.
Something in another language.
Tom
Awesome.
Gertz. Hey, Tom. Sid Gregory. It's really cool that you can do this.
We can interact with people.
Yeah, interact, live stream. All right, Danny. Interact forward. He's cutting it up nice, man. You get the drone and then you look at him go by. You really see some angle changes. It looks cool.
Yeah. We really need that feedback from the boat.
They don't care what you're saying.
No, they're like, yeah, we know. We've been
We
running
know,
around.
thanks.
Like the whole room is on fire upstairs trying to
Yeah.
get the feedback. Brent, stop talking about it in
Yeah.
the live feed.
I thought that was a solid pass for Danny.
Second pass 8 with a total of 14.3.
Wow.
Yeah, so eight forward, better than backwards, which
Yeah.
is rare, but he did it.
If you love pizza, which I do,
Who doesn't?
this is the last call for you to buy tickets to the pizza party that is going to be happening somewhere where they serve pizza, which I don't know where that is. It's going to
At
be
a
at where
pizzeria.
brewery? Grove Roots Brewery. I don't know if I heard that right, but
I believe so.
close, somewhere in there.
You sound like Scooby-Doo saying that.
Oh, hello, Shaggy. All right, so last call, guys, on the pizza tickets. They're only $20, which I know is a great deal because I'll eat $60 worth of pizza. And I can kind of look like I can eat $60 worth of pizza,
me
too.
too.
You know?
Yeah. I thought that was a good – back to Danny's slalom. I don't think it's his best, but he has a 15 posted as a PB, and that was 14 and change.
Very
So it's
cool.
pretty
So he's
close.
pretty happy about it then.
And I don't think his backwards was, his best. So
Grove Roots Brewery, and they're bringing the pizza there.
from where?
From Giovanni's.
That's
It's
okay.
Giovanni's Pizza.
I don't
This is
care.
so complicated.
I don't care.
Giovanni's
Yeah.
Pizza at Grove Roots Brewery. It's $20. Just go buy some tickets, people. Even if you don't want to go to the
Okay.
pizza place, just go buy a ticket anyway.
Here's a legend, Doug Jordan. This guy has been at it forever. I met Doug when I first started my ski school in the early 80s. He's an ambassador for the sport. I really love him. He's involved. He hosts. He almost got involved with his face on the wake.
Right.
But that was a great recovery.
Yeah.
But Doug, really overly involved there, Lee. Yeah.
Dylan, lead a little more.
Anyway, Doug, so Doug came down to my ski school, I don't know, early 80s, okay? Maybe, I'm going to say 83.
Okay.
I just moved into my house, and I needed some cabinets, and Doug's a cabinet builder.
Okay.
It was just he and I at the time that week. So he was exhausted anyway, and he's like, I went and got a saw, plywood, Doug, and they stood at my house. I mean, after I moved, Paul McDonald lived in the house. The cabinets were there. Doug, I had him sign the inside of the cabinet.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, they're probably still in there. Again, please.
6.1.
Okay, 6.1 for Doug Jordan. Not his PB, but obviously he could have cut that. Could have been a lot worse.
We saw the one.
Very good
Right.
recovery for sure, because he could have had some issues. So his family's in it. He's dug a lake out west. Have you ever been to his lake?
No, I have not.
So they hosted Worlds in, I don't know when.
Somewhere.
Something.
Something.
05 maybe. I
Okay.
think. I'm guessing.
Okay.
But beautiful site. And before last Worlds, that was the last Worlds I was at. But it's Doug's family, sister, cousins, whatever, they're involved.
Cool.
And they're awesome people.
Very cool.
Yep. Doug's also a hell of a boat driver. He's been at it. You know, he's a senior driver. And
You know, that is something I figured out is not like riding a bike, okay? The first time I pulled my uncle barefooting, I was 10. And we went down this small little channel, and I had to get him out on a big whip in order to turn around at the very end. I had no idea what I was doing. But I think I was a better boat driver then than I am now.
it probably,
Like Keith cusses and swears at me all the time, and he never cusses or swears. But when I drive the boat for him, he gets so upset.
Well, whenever you're driving somebody that you're close with,
Right.
there's a almost unrealistic expectation.
Yeah, right.
You know, when my wife drove me a lot, and I mean, I'm talking like quarter mile an hour off, I'd be pissed.
Oh, yeah?
You know,
Okay,
and I'm not really, but
Right.
if someone who I knew I didn't have any expectations for driving, like a guy like Ronnie Meeks, for example, you know, guy like that, you know. Anyway, no, I think it's a skill, and do it time and time again on a tournament course.
Right.
It's not like, you know, when we ran ski school, you were constantly adjusting and improvising speeds, like catering speeds to what they were doing. A pro guy doesn't want you
They
doing
know
that.
exactly what speed it is.
He just wants one
Right.
speed, and he wants
Right.
that known variable.
And now the damn speedometers are like to the 10th.
Yeah.
To the
I don't know
10th
why they
CFP.
just don't cruise control all the barefoot speeds.
Right.
They
right.
should.
Well, they're trying. And I know my cruise control on my boat with the Sanger, I don't know what it is, the perfect pass or whatever the heck they put in the thing. But it kind of surges a bit, and it's a little annoying.
I think they probably have to just figure out that setting, but
Yeah,
it would be
that's me too.
It would be a good thing to do. Look at that shot. Nice. Okay, looks like rewrite, I guess, because they're not pulling a rope.
No, or maybe it's just the end of what we're doing here.
No, Doug, I think maybe you got a rewrite on that first
got
pass at 6-1. I mean, Doug almost gets a free rewrite pretty much no matter what. He's put so much.
Right, so much into the sport. It's like, oh yeah, I saw like a twig. It must have been a
The
rewrite.
drone was too close.
Right,
No, I don't know.
yeah, right.
No,
Hey,
he's-
the drones are never too close.
He's not.
Careful, Ron. Careful.
That's not that guy. You know, believe
Right.
me. But you know, I'm sure. Like we just talked about it, time and time again, you got to be right on that speed. And you know, there's certain speeds on the boats where it just wants to kind of run away from you a little bit. It's not easy to keep it right there.
Yep.
And when you go from surging, you know, the skier like in back slalom, that pull you like. I'm sure a guy, Keith, when he cuts, bam, you're going to lose a
You're gonna
mile
feel
and
it.
a half, right?
Right.
You know, unless
Yeah.
you're on that, you
Yeah.
know, so. And that's why the programs, they sense on Perfect Pass, there's settings where they sense that surge. and I think that it's
They're
part of the
adjusting.
mechanism. It's adjusting.
Right.
It probably needs to
No,
be fixed.
I know I had like a ton of settings I had to fix. I think last year at Nationals they fixed it for me, to be honest. Mine's the orange boat that's
Yeah.
out there. And I know they made some adjustments to it. It's kind of like having my boat tuned up every year when I bring it to Nationals. Like Jim messes with it and Keith messes with it. And all these people like messing with my boat. Like
And it comes back dialed in.
It's so much better. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
this is great.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it. Last year was about a prop. This year it was about the Barefoot trim tabs and stuff. So
I think the technology, definitely helps. You know.
all right, Wayne Carrolls is telling us never admit what speed you pulled at. Make the skier repeat.
Yeah,
speed first.
he's trying to use some, re-ride trickery.
Right. Some Jedi mind tricks
It's
on
like,
people.
hey, was the speed correct? The skier at the end of the run.
Yeah, it was great.
I don't know. What did you feel? That's Wayne responding because he doesn't want to give him a re-ride. Man, Wayne, you'd want a re-ride. Here comes Doug.
There's Doug.
Okay, let's see if it pays off for him. That's clean. He's already, to me, he already looks better. Like no real bobbles in the course in the middle of his run that time. So he had a 6-1. So
On
if
the first one.
Yeah, anything better than 6-1 is going to be money in the bank for him.
Good.
Let's say 7. That looks 7-ish, didn't it?
I wasn't counting, actually. I
I
was just
wasn't
checking
counting,
to see
I
if my
just-
drone was
I
going
was
to
just-
stay in front of the boat the entire time.
I was
It
just
did.
looking at pace.
So, right.
Yeah.
I was like, did Dylan listen to me? Did he lead the boat better than last time? Yes, he did. Good job, Dylan. I love this replay. We are the only ones that offer replay.
6.8. So he got 0.7 better that time.
And you said 7.
Yeah.
I mean,
It just
apparently you've
looked-
been doing this long
it
enough.
just-
You can just like, just,
It just looked like 7 pace,
got it.
We used to always, I don't know if they still use them, but we had a Canadian guy made these little timers, 9-volt battery timers. Does he still make them?
I know they're using something in the boat, yeah.
So just hit the button, and you can keep resetting it every time you hit it. But while we're judging like this, or not judging, sorry, announcing,
Right,
you just sit here and you hit the timer so you can hear it,
right.
And you're within a few hundredths of
Well,
when they're starting.
we have Clark Gerard upstairs actually hitting a button on the live stream to do a
Okay.
15-second little
is that
timer.
what the
yeah,
clock
that's what the
is?
clock is
Yeah.
over there. So,
Yeah.
which we appreciate, Clark. I owe you a beer for that, or 2.
Rick Moyes.
This live stream
The
is
live stream.
Mac Daddy.
Man, Rick, he posts a lot of pictures, like I have a ton of respect for skiers that ski in the UK or Europe. What is that?
I have no idea.
Why? Oh boy. Oh boy. Here's the.
I think maybe we just got spammed or something. I don't know what that was. That was
Look,
wild.
Keith and the top slalom guys, you see it. I would say Dave and
Second
Keith.
pass 5.6 for a total of 13.4.
13.4 for Doug Jordan, 5.6 backwards. Or sorry, 12.4. That you talk about rhythm. I think for me it's all rhythm. But when I did slalom, like back slalom, I felt like I generated speed all the time. I could slam my foot as hard as I wanted
It is.
and hit the brakes and accelerate.
Back through the other side.
Yeah, just, basically, I'm going to compare it to what Keith's doing. Brett Sands, you'll see Brett.
The same thing.
Yeah, beautiful. Like, put your foot down, shoot.
Yeah.
Down, shoot.
Yeah.
Forward, the difference is Keith and Dave and the top skiers, they do it forward as well. I sucked forward. I just never wanted to fall. But you watch like when Doug just skied, and Doug did a great job, but he's not really generating speed out of the turn. Where Keith and Dave and those guys,
There's-
the top
Yeah.
guys. I don't know what they do.
It's like they're
You know,
bouncing off that foot almost.
they're powering off of it, and
Yeah.
they just have their technique lets them accelerate out of the corner.
Right.
And that's what you got to do. That's what race car drivers do, but then that's what barefooters do.
Yep.
And here is Jim Forrester, man. This guy, he is a South Florida guy now, but man, he is hardcore. He skis in the canals or Okahili down South Florida. I mean, he used to come to the ski school, it's like, look, dude, we're cutting you off. Okay? You got your 6th set in today. You're done.
You're done.
Yeah. And I mean,
we're losing money on you, man.
Yeah, you're done, buddy.
Right.
But he literally, man, he would go and go and go. I mean, I saw Dwayne Godfrey here earlier. Okay? He's
a shout out there.
Dwayne's a pilot. He's Canadian. I mean, I've seen him. He's been around a long time. Jim, they're hardcore. Those guys are hardcore dudes. They put some miles on it, you know. It's tough.
Cool.
It's tough to do, you know.
Pass 7.8.
Hey,
7.8?
7.8 for Jim. I'm going to say that's the best score. I'm not actually keeping score. I'm going to say that's about as good as we've had out of this group.
Out of this group.
Yeah, so far.
Well,
and
good
he's
job,
and he's
Jim.
strong. Yeah, excellent job. And he's again, he's a big dude, strong. He's I think he's still doing the same thing, but he is like an executive pilot for
Yes.
for not NetJets, but
One of those.
ExecJet,
Yeah,
one of those companies.
Yep.
He flies like a big, beautiful Gulfstream or one of those
Right.
like 30, 40
G6
million
or
dollar.
whatever, right?
Yeah, that's what he
Right,
flies.
right,
He flies a G-Wagon.
Right. In
you know?
the air.
Yeah. And that's what he does. So and pilots they're meticulous the way they think too. You know.
He is amazing with handling the boats. So
I know.
I deal with him for that.
You say that. He pulled me one nationals or one tournament up here. He drove the boat up the bank, first pass. I'm going to remind him of that. I was
I
sitting.
think it happened to Bumblebee last year.
It did?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it happens. Things
So,
happen.
Not that I want to relive that for poor Bruce, but
Phil Harless, Go Doug, Team Silverado, Adna, Washington. That's where they had the Worlds. Yep.
okay.
Yep. So that's one of Doug's buddies, I'm sure. All right, here comes Jim Forrester, back 1 foot. Look at him. He's hanging it out really well on this
yeah.
side. Looks clean. And then this side, a little more conservative. That side, wide and really cutting.
Yep.
What do you think is a reverse? That one going away from us for sure. Way to go, Jim. Good
Good job,
solid
Jim.
pass, buddy.
What's up, bud? Can I watch you? Here's your light jacket on. No one needs to watch you. You're not going to drown. You have your life jacket on. I'm watching you. I got you, buddy. All good.
That kid's cute, man.
That's my son.
I know he is.
He managed to get my outgoing personality and his mom's outgoing personality.
Yeah, that's
And
fun.
it just
He is
doubled
a-
right up.
Dad, can you please watch me? Somebody's got to watch me. Waiting for the official score from Jim.
I got 7.0 on the second pass, 14.8 total.
Okay, 7-0 on the second pass, 14-8 total. Pretty solid, so
Yeah.
it looks like 14-8.
It takes it.
Yeah, I don't know what Robbie was. I got to
Yeah,
Not
we
right.
don't know. We're
Yeah.
not officially saying anything.
Yeah.
We're just really yakking.
We're
up here.
unofficial, yeah.
We're just yakking and throwing
Yeah.
numbers
Lying.
out there. Yeah.
Rick Moy.
Yeah.
Rick Moy's animal. Look at that. Claude
Well-
St. Ange joined.
Oh, yeah.
Claude, go to do something, work, would you? So
It's Keith's dad.
I know it is.
Yeah.
He should be busy working.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Not watching our live stream.
Right.
Ryan Boyd. Ryan lives in Orlando. He's an old, he's a U.S. team member. Hell, I don't think I've ever bumped into him in Orlando. Figure you would once in a while. What's this? Official results coming up. All right, no surprises. Oh, there's a surprise. Hang on a second. So, Keith wins the round, 19.7. Oh, Dave Small's not in it. That's what, because he's an international
Yeah,
skier.
correct, yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Then Jackson Gerard with a 18.5. Jason Lee.
There's only
Jason.
the man who steps on fireworks.
Did he?
Oh, great story at Worlds.
There he is.
Great story at Worlds. I literally met Jason as he said, "Hey, I'm gonna go step on some fireworks." And then
Sounds
he
like
did.
a really bad idea.
It was the coolest.
Unless
thing
you have
ever.
steel-toe boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
So
Jason Lee, 17.5.
Yeah.
Christoph
McWaters.
McWaters, 16.5. Willie Ferrilli.
Willie
the
Farrell.
Raging-
I met that guy in an RV outside of Worlds.
The Raging Cajun.
Yeah, I thought he was joking with me. He said his name was Will Ferrell. I was like, yeah, whatever, man.
He's the original
Right,
Will
the
Ferrell.
original Will Ferrell.
Then we got Bryce
Storman at 15.6.
Yep. Mikey Caruso, 15.4.
Broderick Meskers.
Brody, yep.
Yep.
15. And Jerry Canoia.
At 14.2.
Yep. Pretty solid.
The man
Pretty
who does
solid
all
results.
the flips.
Okay. Here's Zenon.
All right, we're ready.
Zenon gets a little rain in the eye.
Okay, I need y'all to announce whenever this event's done, we need all skiers and officials.
Okay, Zenon rocking it in right now, front slalom. Okay. Zenon's an old dog. He's been at this a long time, and he was one of the first guys to really specialize, I would say. And he's like, I'm just doing slalom. And that was 80s when he decided he was going to just do slalom. And he was very good at it, rock solid. He got into photography. He's a writer. He's been involved in our sport for a long time. And now he's back at it skiing.
Wow.
He used to run BI. He used to run Barefoot International
I did
for
not
cycle.
know that.
He pretty much, I don't know,
First pass, 7.0.
7-0 forward. So
Yep.
that's a good, and forward is not his deal.
thing.
It's going to be backwards.
Back for her.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But Zenon pretty much ran. You want to know Seipel stories? You talk to Zenon.
Yeah, he knows them all.
Oh, and he's got a great memory for that stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's Zenon last skier, I believe.
After this, by the way, after Zenon finishes his pass,
Yes.
we need all skiers and officials to meet under the tent for an official announcement. Again, all skiers and officials need to meet under the tent for an official announcement.
I'm predicting between 8.5 and 9 for Zenon.
8.5 or 9
Backwards.
for the back.
Yeah, I
All
haven't
right.
seen him ski in 25
All
years.
right, let's see. Maybe he'll impress you. Zenon, you hear that? You got to do at least 8.5 or 9, buddy.
Kick it, Zenon. Here, Claude St. Ange. Now that Keith is working, I'm retired. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, he better work more. And Ryan Boyd gives us a thumbs up. Good to hear from these guys, definitely. Now, Zenon definitely, had the worst water out of this whole group.
Oh, yeah, no, this water's getting chippy.
But it's interesting, he went forward. I prefer going forward. Just like
Oh,
I
here it
prefer
comes.
backwards into the wind. Yeah. Here goes Zenon. Okay. He's on 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on, Zenon. 7 and a turn in. So not 8
Not 8.
or 9. But
No.
it looks solid.
Jim Forrester.
He still skis, and I couldn't tell. But he still skis from the low pole.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he's the only guy who skis forward. Let's see. Do you see where the rope is on the towboat? We'll have to look.
That's interesting.
He's the only guy that I know of that's.
Wouldn't he have an advantage by going up?
It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, you know.
So if you had a choice, what would you do? Would you take the high pole or the low pole?
I'd go somewhere in the middle. I would.
Would you?
Yeah, I don't.
Like the wake tower itself?
I don't have enough experience on the high pole. I mean, I
Okay.
kind of got out of it before that.
Okay.
Yeah. Look.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what they're gonna do here. Yeah, it's low. It's on the. They got a.
Wow.
I guarantee you they pull up to the dock and that rope, and they give the guy the rope on the low pole. He'll